involved, and then if you can do your little speech about how you want to do one in Melbourne, that'd be ace.
I don't want to.
You made a rod for your own back now.
It's I really want to do that. I really want to do that.
It's written in concrete. There's no.
I really want to do that warehouse recording thing. And
yeah.
Yes, you will. Yes. So
no, that's the F.
Who am I? I was just going to say.
Is that recorded? Is that recording?
Yeah, but that.
You can talk to me, or else.
You'll questions.
Yes. Yeah. So ready?
Yeah.
Do you want to start off by introducing yourselves, please, and what you do?
Certainly. My name is Nick O'Bryne, and I'm the General Manager of AIR, which is the Australian Independent Record Labels Association. And I'm a musician. And I have a million other projects, all good.
And you're based in Melbourne,
yeah,
so you've come up especially for this. And how about you?
I'm Julien Hewitt. I'm a music lawyer in Melbourne. I act for a bunch of Australian bands and festivals and labels. Also a musician, also have a small label, a small publishing company, and lecture in music law and do a bit of music supervision for films and stuff. And I also am based in Melbourne and came up for Unconvention.
And I'm Stephen Green. I'm a music marketing consultant, and I'm from the best city in the world, Brisbane.
Controversial. And you've just taken part in a panel about music technology and entrepreneurialism. Yes. Can you spell that for me, please? No,
O-N.
And so, have you learnt anything, or was there any surprises with what you were talking about?
Yes, I learned that Hans has got his shit together as an artist. Yeah, one of our panellists, Hans, who is a local artist here, and the way he runs his site online and the way he feeds his web, that was incredible for me. And I think I learned a lot about the other panellists, which was also pretty amazing.
It was a good spread because it went from kind of left field label owner to artist to industry peak body to marketing to, I guess, law and stuff. So it was a really good spread and a different set of views, because obviously for an artist, you know, what entrepreneurship means is quite different to what it would mean to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the whole just say yes.
That was great. That was, and we're all people.
Yeah,
that's right. Marketing campaign right there.
But I mean, this actually was a pretty good lesson, and I think everyone that was on the panel, like when we were putting it together, without putting it in those words, I was looking for people that are people that say yes, and that was the kind of common thing, that people that when they are presented with an opportunity, see it as an opportunity, and they almost always say yes.
And even though we're all from such different sort of sectors in the industry, when it comes back to that ethos and the way that everyone operates, it's very similar.
Yeah.
And then the whole defining of success, because each of you work in different fields. That was great to hear about how each of you views success. Can you talk about that a bit, please?
People have a tendency to measure it in purely financial terms, but clearly in music there's a lot more to it than that. Music is inherently emotional, and people get involved in music there's plenty of easier ways to earn a living. So it's a kind of, I think, working out what you want and what you're trying to achieve kind of lets you then work out, okay, well, how do I undertake that process? Because, until you understand what's motivating you and where you actually want to be, it may be that you're not actually looking, and that's what Hans said, like, I'm not looking to be a rock star or to sell a million records or to make a fortune. Like, I'm not. And once you understand that, that changes the whole way you approach making music and then marketing it.
It's about, I guess, figuring out for yourself whether you feel that you're successful at this point in time. I mean, you might not necessarily have a huge idea of the crowning goal that you want to get to, but are you doing something that you love? Are you doing it with an ethos that you're proud of, and
with people that you like?
Yeah,
and you've got Lawrence, our other panelist, who said he went to bed last night going, wow, I've been able to put money in the pockets of artists that I love. I've been he's a guy that stays totally true to his own.
Also for him, that's his definition of success. So,
he's made a living, and he's never given an inch as far as creativity and integrity. his idea of success.
Yep.
Me, I just sell out. No, I'm very got lots of integrity.
Winks to camera.
So coming back to Unconvention and the whole ethos behind it, what made you say yes to that when you got the call and the invite to be involved?
Well, it was because Andrew McMillan, one of the people, the organising people, had asked me to help tell some of the independent people that I work with that it was on, and I saw it, and I went, and I also went to the Unconvention UK website and looked at a lot of the videos, and heard that it is, quote, fucking awesome, unquote, and I thought that actually really does look fucking awesome, and I want to be involved, so I just said, yeah, I'll do anything, and asked to speak, and then I racked my brains about who could do it. I didn't have to rack my brains too hard because I emailed over to these guys, and then they can continue the story.
Yeah, I think my point of view was that, you know, I spent a fair bit of my working day involved with doing deals with bigger labels and bigger bands and been to a bunch of conventions, and they get a little bit repetitious and they're kind of always pitched somewhere, I don't know, maybe not always in the right space, particularly for artists. And a lot of the stuff that is at those kind of conferences, a lot of that information is available online if anyone's curious or interested. And to me, to sit down and spend 2 or 3 days and pay money to go and have that information regurgitated at you kind of seems a waste of time. Whereas it seemed like the Unconvention, you know, the ethos behind it was a bit more left field, and it was a more fruity kind of mix of people speaking, and a more like, it's kind of pitched somewhere else, and it's, I guess, hopefully a chance for a few interesting ideas to kind of be thrown around.
I just think it's important to have as many of these sorts of things in Brisbane as possible. As someone that lives and works, you know, in this town, you know, we've got Big Sound, which is a higher end event, yeah, and we've got a lot of you know, businesses that are sprouting up in the music industry in this town, and I think having something here that's pitched at that grassroots level of you know, of artists and people that are just entering the business, it's a great kind of it's a great entry point there, and it's something that the town probably needs.
It's a similar situation to what goes on in well, in Manchester within the city, and the same dynamic. I mean, the inner city and the Big Sound certainly have their reasons for existing, but this is necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. Compliments